So let's speak about that a little bit. This idea of spiritual addiction. It's not a very common theme. Not many people are aware that, you know, an addiction to spirituality is even possible. Most would deny that they're spiritual addicts, but I mean, you have written extensively about it yourself in your books, and you've pointed at it quite a bit because it seems to be an underlying theme of what feeds this industry of hope and enlightenment. So let's rewind back a little bit. What got you into writing about the themes that you do, as opposed to kind of getting on the same bandwagon as everybody else who's making a buck doing this?
Yes, well, many years ago, well, I've been living in this little town here in southern Baja California, Mexico, and pretty much on my own in my studies of Buddhism, which I was interested in. And then a rather renowned Buddhist teacher moved to town here. And we became friends immediately, and we began to meet weekly or so with the intention of discussing this understanding of Buddhism. And he also had a Sunday Sangha where he would speak on Buddhist practice and meditation and all of this. Well, after several years of this, he told me that he thought I was a teacher of non-duality, and he would like to send some of the people from his Sangha to speak with me. And I resisted that idea for several years, but he was tricky, and eventually I agreed to see some of his people. And I had a psychotherapy practice at the time. And these people would come to my consultorio, but not for psychotherapy, purportedly for spiritual awakening. And I never felt totally good about it. And after about a year or so, I decided that I needed to get out of that that role, and I did. There was a conflict between my work as a psychotherapist and the role of a spiritual teacher, because as a psychotherapist, the idea is to bring someone to greater awareness of the ordinary personality with which that person must face life in the world. Spirituality, on the other hand, can be used to bypass that task, as John Gray called it, spiritual bypass. And in that sense, it's no different from any other way of avoiding the question of who am I and how do I function, such as drug addiction, sexual addiction, overeating, excessive TV. And when I began to bring that idea into the public, which I did at the behest of John Troy, who had interviewed me on the radio and then got me involved in Facebook, I received a tremendous amount of pushback. Many people were insulted by this and some threatened by it. And of course, when I was faced with that, I had to deal with a lot of pushback. And interestingly, I see that you're getting the same kind of thing now. It's been amusing to me to watch you taking the same kind of bashing that I received when I tried to speak about these issues honestly. But anyway, that's the story. I got into this because I care about mental health. And I think that most spirituality is a hiding place for neurotic people who use it to avoid dealing with the ordinary life that we all must lead. That's about it.